Good evening, friends, and welcome to Madame Nadia's Boudoir of Divination. Tonight is a wonderful night, it's a full moon, and I'm here to give a reading to a wonderful young lady. Her name is Lauren, and she is interested in a reading about her relationship with her ex-boyfriend. This is the Playing Cards Oracles, and it's a great deck. Another deck that I want to introduce to you is this beautiful self-published work of art. It's called The Silent Tarot. And then I also brought a little self-published Lenormand deck, the ARLO Lenormand. And I think that I'm going to be using all three of them just to give you an example about how I tend to use multiple decks. I know that Lauren is a Sagittarius and her ex-boyfriend is a Cancer Leo cusp. I also know that they dated for 5 years and they broke up around New Year's. And Lauren wants to know, what is the situation? Are they going to get back together? Is there an option to get back together? She clearly still has feelings for her ex-boyfriend, and she's wondering whether she should tell him about her feelings. So first and foremost, I think that I want to use my Playing Cards Oracle deck, and I want to use the Lost Man spread to find Steve, the ex-boyfriend, and figure out what's going on with him right now. Where is he in his life? Is he thinking about my client? What is he thinking about? And for this, I'm going to use the Jack of Hearts, La Air, to represent Steve. I shuffle the cards and I'm just going to have the deck facing up. And I'm going to look for the card that I focused on, and here it is. What I want to do is I want to focus on the cards that are around. Interesting, can you see that the two cards before the card that represents the ex-boyfriend, this is Spades and Hearts. He is a heart, another spade, and another heart. I have to say that I find it extremely interesting to see these two jacks together. And the reason is that because they often represent one person. There are two sides of one person and of one jack. And by seeing this, it tells me that Steve and his feelings towards my client are dual. There is the feelings, the relationship, and the love, and there is another emotion or another drive that prevents him to want to be in this relationship. Other things that he wants to do. On one side, looking straight at the Jack of Hearts, I found these two cards. Again, this polarity, this duality. This card represents the home. I feel that this card represents my client, the emotional home connection. But this is deep, dark, hidden secrets. There is something that Steve does or wants or desires that is not going to be taken well by Lauren. And this is one of the reasons he doesn't want to be in a relationship, because he wants to explore the secret side of him. On the other side, we had these two cards. Again, this was right there by Steve, his other half, the dark part of him. There was this card. And this card is wonderfully illustrating the balance between the dark and the light, between red and black. And this card tells me of broken relationships. And you can see the three hearts here, which means that there is another element. There is Steve, there's Lauren, and there is another element that stands in the way of their relationship. But right now, what I want to do is I want to use this tarot pack and pick three cards that will represent the spiritual concepts that are currently playing in the lives of my client and her ex-boyfriend, the things that influence their relationship, and any other thing that Spirit might want to show us today. The Ace of Coins as Lauren. Here she is, there is a dog, she's loyal, and she's focused, and she takes each project one by one. She takes care of things. She's focused, maybe a little bit too focused on what's going on within her, a little bit introverted, but she's focused on what she wants to do. And she's making little tiny steps, but she's going where she wants to go. Her ex-boyfriend here is the King of Coins, and now usually the King of Coins would be somebody who is really established or somebody who can be very responsible. But in this card, specifically in this deck, I feel something different. I feel an energy of a person who wants to accomplish things very quickly. And when that does not happen, when success does not come right away, he becomes really, really discouraged. And the energy here is of challenge. And we can see this Seven of Wands. And the challenge is because the approach is different, because here is Lauren wants to take step by step. She wants to build her castle brick by brick. And her ex-boyfriend, Steve, he wants to do like this, and the castle is going to be built in a second. He seems to me like he is really interested in respect. He wants to be known, he wants to be successful, which is, all good. But how he wants to manifest it or how he approaches this is a problem. So this is the main challenge. This is the back and forth. Also, when I look at this card, I have to say that there is some mental issue, maybe depression, maybe something else, and that connects to the idea of that polarity of the jacks, that there is almost two people in one person, two desires, and a hard time to combine both of this. Now, let me pull some cards from the other decks, and we'll see more in detail what's going on with each of them and what the future holds. In Lauren's case, I can clearly see that she is the introvert in the relationship. She is the one that, will pick up the pieces. She is the one that do the chores around the house and will not expect a thank you. She is the one that can go and cook and create and support I find it very interesting that she got both of these cards, both of the swords are here. It tells me that she is also the one to mend the issues in the relationship. She is the one who is the hopeful one, who will say, don't worry, we can fix it. She has good intentions and she believes that she can fix and heal. I also believe that there is a tendency there that when they're together, even after them being separated, when she talks to him, it feels almost like they're back together. He listens and she can enchant him with her words. But then when she goes away, the words go away with her too. The changes, the way she approaches things is slow. But Steve, he is fast. Cannot deal with routine. He wants things to happen like this. These are very, very different ways of being in the world. I feel that it's very important for Steve to be important. He wants to be successful. He wants other people to see that he's successful. And he wants his partner to portray this almost celebrity sort of feel. I think that when he's communicating to Lauren, he's quite balanced. There is emotion there. There is truth there. He doesn't want to hurt her feelings. He doesn't say bad things. But I also don't feel that there is love there, because there is this card here. This is the Circle of Crows. He is feeling lonely. There is something that's going on that is beyond his relationship, that is not allowing him to connect in a good way, that is not allowing him to commit. The Lenormand also talks about separation. Our central card is the Tower. The Tower is a lonely place, and usually when it shows up in relationship readings, it separates the partners. On one side, we have arguments about house, living condition, coming together, things that just repeat like a broken record. On the other side, we have other people that talk about this relationship, and we have confusion. Somehow, these people are influencing the relationship, and I don't feel that it's in Lauren's favor. I feel that there is somebody there by Steve who's telling in his ear, you can do better. You have other options. You're a superstar. One of the reasons I like using the playing cards is because it's so very easy to find answers to yes or no questions. So I want to ask my deck of cards if it's going to be beneficial for my client Lauren to tell her ex-boyfriend that she still loves him and cares for him and wants to be in a relationship with him. Lauren, if you actually going to tell Steve that you want him back, it will not go so well. It will destroy what you have now. I truly feel that he knows how you feel about him, but I think that if you're gonna tell him that, it's gonna bring his levels of anxiety up and he will not want to be involved. The question is it good for you to continue staying in this relationship? So let's shuffle the cards. Are Lauren and Steve will ever get back to be together in a relationship as a boyfriend and girlfriend? Is there a chance for them to be together? Sorry, my dear. I don't think it's gonna work. Remember, this is also one of the cards that we received in the reading for your ex-boyfriend. Something is sitting very heavy on his heart, and he needs to deal with that. And this is what separates the two of you. Finally, Lauren, I want to ask my spirit of divination, what is the best advice for you? What would be the most beneficial thing for you right now? Let's see. Here is the tarot card that I pulled. This is the Hermit. And the Hermit is about spending time with yourself, being patient with yourself, allowing yourself to go deep inside and heal. You've been in a relationship for 5 years and it's a long time. So you surely need to take some time to heal your soul, to figure out what is there for you. Where do you want to go? Who you are. It's wonderful, it's exciting, it's great, because this is a time where you can create, where you can dream, where you can create space for other wonderful people to come into your life. And I trust the divine that you will receive a beautiful opportunity for deep healing. May the Hermit give you divine guidance and light. Thank you all for watching. I wish you a beautiful full moon and a fortunate spring.